ladies and bananas of all all types.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Jared Monday, and I am your humble host. I am joined here with two very wonderful and very special and very near to my heart guests. We have over here to my left the great and powerful Oz, and over here to my right the unmistakable, the undeniable Banana Man. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little heads up on what this podcast is. You're probably wondering, Jared, why the hell are you doing a podcast? What could you possibly have to like add into the ether? We don't know yet. I have great friends from a very strange herd, different backgrounds and walks of life, and we all have stuck together this long. And I just want to definitely come out and tell all my friends how much I love them on a podcast and learn as much as I can from them, their friends and family, and other interesting, charismatic characters that they might have in their herd. So yeah. But to get the show started, Oz, what do you want the public to know about you from this podcast?
Obviously we're friends, you know.
It's a good start.
I'm kind of putting me on the spot here. I don't really know what to say.
He can't go to his base spiel.
Yeah, I can't. Really.
I was just ripping from the wings, you know. It's just like, well, Oz,
I'm a pilot. I can say that much.
Yeah, you're a pilot. You may or may not be going into a branch of the military.
We don't know about that yet.
Okay. Are you afraid they might yank that opportunity for if you find out you're doing a podcast?
We just don't know about that yet.
Stranger things have happened.
Jesus Christ.
Very much so.
All right, well.
I will say this much, that the military branches are so desperate for qualified people that they're starting to give waivers for marijuana, which is unheard of, right? They I think a year ago they started instituting that. And now if you before it was if you test positive for a drug test, especially, and marijuana was one of the things you tested positive for. That was automatic. Yeah, goodbye. We don't want you. Yeah. Now they're allowing you to wait 30 days and come back for another test. And if you pass, then you get to go in, because that's how bad retention and recruiting is right now. Because people aren't qualified to join anymore.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, it'd be I would have to say some really horrendous shit for you to get oh, yeah, no, he's friends with that guy.
No, they already know that.
Yeah, no kidding.
When I enlisted, you were the one I put on my reference list.
How dare you?
Yeah, wow.
And I asked you, and you said yes.
This is the first. The first stringer for you? Jeez,
yeah, man.
All right.
They really are screaming the
ball.
This
is before I really knew him.
Okay.
This was the Jared that picked me up when he saw me walking home from school and took me back to my house, and the Jared that always said that that you sometimes you do more work than half the guys in jerseys right now. I didn't know about the other side of the Jared.
The wild child.
The wild child, exactly.
Is that what we're calling it?
Some people might call it a hooligan or a hoodlum. Or our dear Coach Jones would say, "Get over there, you hoodlums."
That's fair.
And we were his little hoodlums.
We were.
Oh my God. And Banana Man. So
yeah.
What do you want to tell the world to introduce yourself?
Hello. I am a banana, a full-time banana. I want you to know the key to being a banana, really the key to anything in life, is
potassium.
Matching the energy that you're met with. But when you're a banana, you got two options. You either match it or you exceed it. But you never diminish. So if I see you out there in the wild, other bananas, because I know you're out there, and you're not absolutely going ape, then I'm just gonna come and jack you up in a positive way. We're just gonna get really excited.
Banana card revoked.
Yeah, no. But that's what I've had to do sometimes. I'll see other bananas, and then I start screaming at them, just yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then they're like, wait a minute, he's a banana, I'm a banana.
I wasn't expecting this,
brother. And then we literally just go crazy at that point.
I mean, I feel like it's like if you're a dude like me, and you go to an event and you see another guy that's wearing something that's similar to what you're wearing, or hell, if you see a guy wearing the exact same shirt, and you're like, all right, I obviously dressed correctly. I
don't know, man. I think it's different for me and you. It's like you're a white guy.
Well, fair.
So it's like, I mean, Seabass and you are wearing the same shirt, so.
Seabass doesn't even have a collar. Oz doesn't have a collar.
He's not a white guy.
I don't know how to continue that, but
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I mean, okay, but I mean that's I match that energy if I feel like we are wearing the same clothes. I know I'm in the right space. Like the worst part is I've never like had the opportunity to be this guy, where you come in way overdressed for something that everyone's in like jeans and you're like in the blazer and you're like, oh shit, now it's like a fucking deck, you know?
Yes.
Like you go to like someone says, oh, we're having like a little backyard get together. And then they're like, oh, well, is it like a fancy get together? Or is it just like family, kids, and stuff? And they're just, oh yeah, just wear something nice. And your idea of nice is like slacks, a nice shirt, and like a blazer.
Yeah.
And
It's never been you.
Well, no, it's never been me. But
That's fair.
it'd be funny, like being that guy for one. It's like I'm better dressed than all you motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude. I honestly think that you should do that
Yeah, just
because knowing us, we're just gonna see you and like, look at this dick.
I mean, we got a banana, a guy that's way overdressed, and a pilot. So I mean, they could go anywhere. But-
Really could.
But kind of going back on what you were saying, the first time that we really became, like, I started our friendship journey, you were walking home because you had taken the car from your father when he explicitly said not to take the car, and he one-upped you by coming to school with the spare keys
And picking up the car.
and picking up the car, and then I liked your tenacity. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Dad. I want to walk home. I'm not even mad. It's like, yeah, walk's good for me. And I just ruined that by saying, I can't. What? I literally just said, oh my God, what would
And
you?
then we went and got McDonald's.
Yeah.
Back when $20 at McDonald's could feed two big guys like us.
Yeah. After football practice and
Exactly.
school and everything.
Wasn't that also before they started serving a breakfast all day?
Yes.
Like that was way before.
Yes,
this.
Wow.
it was.
Yeah.
things that the pandemic took from us?
Yeah. I don't know.
24-hour Walmarts. Why? Why did they have to leave?
It's a
I
good
mean,
question.
Those people need a break.
I mean, there's only ever
They
even
don't.
during the day. Even during the day, there's only like 2 cashiers there.
You don't need a
Fair.
break at Walmart.
Exactly.
They pay for your education. Do you guys know that? They do that. They will pay for your education. You don't need a break.
I feel like from what I've heard about I have never been a Walmart employee, but from the people that I've met that are employed by them, they say they'll pay for just about anything but healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the same thing.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Hey, they got a pharmacy in there, so I don't see why not.
Oh, it's here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, clock it. Clock it.
Yes, please clip clock and
Speaking of the education, so I'm also a substitute teacher. So I was substituting today, and there was a senior who was like, she wants to go to Oglethorpe. She got accepted, but she's going to GGC because she can't afford it, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to pay that. I'm like, okay, that's fair. She's like, well, this is not much tuition. I'm like, have you looked into the aid? She was like, yeah, I did the federal aid, but whenever I asked my guidance counselor for the Hope Scholarship or Zelma, they just redirect her to the home page. I'm like, the job of these guidance counselors is to guide them through. And then I'm the one that showed her, hey, this is how you do it. Go here. This is where the application is. It's separate from the federal aid application. Once you do it, you'll get your Hope Scholarship. And then that can cover for the rest of your tuition for Oglethorpe. Now, if you still decide to go to GC, that's fine. And you can let Oglethorpe know, hey, this is where I'm going to go, finish my core classes.
I'll see you in 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she was asking me, she's like, should I let them know? I'm like, yeah, you can let them know. And then
Should
and
let
make
the-
sure whatever major that you're going to do is you're meeting the prerequisites.
Yeah. She should let somebody above that counselor know that, hey, she is not doing her job.
But speaking of, like, how many of y'all's guidance counselors actually helped too? Because mine didn't help when I was in high school. Like, they just made sure I was graduating. But in terms of college, in terms of, like, post-grad plans, they just had me do, like, the standard stuff that they had all day. Like, hey, what are your potential plans and so forth and so on.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, Jared, college is maybe an option for you. I mean, you know, it's like, dude, look, I told everyone knew I was just going to be C's as all the way through college, and thus this far, the classes that I have passed have been C's.
Oh.
I'm really just not a school guy, and I think that is fine to anybody out there that might accidentally stumble upon this video. If you're young and thinking about going to college, go to a small school, figure it out first. If you have a set plan, then go for it. Because I can't tell you how many people I met in my college experience. They were like, yeah, I'm just kind of here. I just don't want to figure stuff out. And they want to do some like super like independent or like a like the entrepreneur program. Sure, you can do something like that. But a lot of the people there, they just wanted to be like rappers or influencers, and they're just like, I mean, I can't say much because I want to be a musician that's fairly well known, hopefully one day. So weird how college had worked out for me.
Yeah. At least
Well,
you
you're
got to
studying
network.
marketing, so
I mean, yeah,
that lines up.
I tried to gear everything in towards like so it could cross like certain points. Like you got to learn how to make a business plan. So like in a band is definitely a business.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. Like there's oh my god. Has anyone else got a bunch of static?
Yeah, I got
Yes,
a bunch of static.
same.
Josh, is your phone on airplane mode?
Definitely on the airplane mode
All
over
right.
here.
One moment while we figure out these technical difficulties.
Mad staticky. Those are the words.
All right, ready? What's the mark at? Are you what's the mark at? Right, I just stopped recording. Or is it still going?
Why would I stop recording?
All right, never mind then. All right, this is going to be our cut back in point. I was just checking. All right. Anyway, back at it. Sorry about that. Had a little audio glitch there, but yeah. Where did we leave off? I totally forgot.
We were talking about guidance counselors
Yes,
in high school.
in high school and college, and how technical school is just fine as well. You know,
Yeah.
if you do go after some vocational occupation, like that's fine.
Did y'all see that video of the girl that she was like the valedictorian, and she gave this speech just ripping all the guidance counselors.
I think I
She's
know
like,
what you're talking
To the
about.
guidance counselor that waited till the last moment to make me aware of many scholarships that I could have.
Yeah.
She ripped them a new one. It was glorious.
Oh, good.
But I mean, it sucks to think that looked like a pretty decent school. That like it had a big it had a lot of graduates.
Okay.
So I think of how hard it must be for those smaller schools that don't have as much funding and other things. Like it just sucks. Like even at good schools, people will fuck up like opportunities for kids just because I don't wanna.
I mean, I think we've seen from the pandemic how low that schools are really willing to drop to be able to keep their ratings. And, you know, kids are like, dude, I don't have to go to class to be able to pass this thing. And so the size of the graduation class is definitely not an indication of how well. Is not an accurate representation, in my opinion, of how well a school is doing.
Yeah, it doesn't represent. It doesn't. There's no translation to quality.
Yeah, no,
That's fair.
Especially when the majority of those graduating seniors are in sports and they need to maintain certain GPAs, and if they're star players.
Look, are you insinuating
Yeah, what are you talking about?
that Banana Man?
I'm not mentioning anybody in particular. I'm just saying in general, there's probably been situations all across school systems where
some people
you have players that are key players, and the coaches will do whatever it takes with the teachers
to
get them the grade that they need so they can play on the homecoming game or their rivalry game, or you know.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but if there's gonna be anybody out here to where that's a thing, it should be them. Because it's like if
we
you
make the school so much money.
It's if we look at other students, first of all, if you're not making those sort of grades and you're not doing anything with your time, why should anybody stick up for you?
Right.
No. Secondly, if you're priding yourself on grades, then you have nothing to worry about. So it's kind of like I don't know.
Because it is like it's a second job.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
is.
So you got school and then you got sports and everything. So
the year that I remember my dad got wrapped into doing the spirit store for the high school. The year we won the championship,
Oh my gosh.
he said he was working with another gentleman that had his own accounting and tax firm and all that stuff, and his job was to work the books. My dad said we made like 1.3 something million off of revenue.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
My legs.
oh yeah.
I mean, why do you think even the small like D2 NIA like schools, there's tons of schools out there that have a football program. Because if you're in the
Because
middle,
of the money.
yeah, if you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're at college and you're like, oh fuck it, let's go get drunk and cheer for our team at least.
Then why do I have to sell gold cards?
There's a lot of years that
Character.
sucked.
Character.
Yeah, that's character.
It
That's
builds
character.
character.
building
That's
right there.
fine.
That's what
That's
that is.
I mean, but dude, I don't know. It's just funny. I actually had I got the opportunity to hang out with Coach Moore the other day. Love that man.
And my ass was asleep and I missed out, but that's on me.
Hey man, it happens. But it was crazy. He was talking about, and this is something I hadn't really thought about in a while. But the little leagues, they're suffering out there apparently. Like the pandemic really hit them hard.
Oh man.
Like, what do you say? Coach said he checked in with the 8th grade coach, and I think they've had 19 players.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next year they had 22 players.
Okay.
So it's just
Enough to
thinning.
run a scrimmage at least.
I mean, you have to have at least 22.
That's what I'm saying. You got 22 is like
Yeah.
just the bare minimum to run a scrimmage.
I mean, but the hard part is there's no G squad, there's no backups.
Zero depth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it's just
Well, I also think COVID, but I also think technology is like how many kids nowadays don't want to do sports? They want to like learn coding, or they're doing some kind of AI stuff or programming. Like one of the classes I was filling in for today, their assignment was their last final project was to create a video game,
what class was this?
media-based language arts.
What?
Yeah.
Get out.
I mean, you know what? It's just
I mean, it was cool. It was fun that they got to do that. That's awesome.
but yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, I think a lot of kids are getting stolen or like distracted and pulled into that gaming thing or the computer stuff. But I put it on the parents. You need to let your kids get cracked and crack a motherfucker. The first time I just absolutely fucked up someone's day on the football field, I was like, I fucking love this shit. It changed my life, man. I just think kids need that, but go on.
I think another thing that's deterring parents, and I know, personally, I know a former NFL player who doesn't want his kids going into football because what he's seen. It's like all the CTE stuff. Was it traumatic or TB, traumatic brain injuries, and stuff that you can't diagnose until there's an autopsy.
But I mean, you can get. I mean, the CTE thing though, you can get that from riding a jet ski, skiing. You can get that from all sorts of. Because it's not the. I'm not disagreeing the big cracks against if you get knocked the fuck out and get a concussion, that's bad. But that's
what's the repeated ones.
Well, that's the thing.
If you're skiing and stuff, it's not necessarily going to be as repetitive. But
Well,
in football, it's play after play after play.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm saying is, if you're skiing or you're on a jet ski and those small gyrations and stuff, jiggle your brain, and you do that for a couple years. And like I'm saying, football, I played center. Every play started off with me snapping the ball and hitting my head against somebody. But I'm mostly fine. But it was fucking worth it, man.
Hey, okay, so speaking about this whole kind of shift from playing outside or doing things like that to more of coding technology, I mean, we got to look at do you guys know how long recess is right now?
Oh God, how
Yeah,
long?
I don't know. I don't know. That's my thing.
I think I will probably know next week. I think it's 35 minutes. I mean, it's not that long.
You know what's really sad?
Has the time gone down since we were there?
Yes.
There we go. I think that's a thing.
Well, I heard the fact that recess was just the majority of teachers' lunch break.
Yeah.
I as a kid, I'd never thought about. Oh, it's just our playtime. They're doing teacher stuff, and they're just.
I thought they'd eat while we ate. That's what I thought.
Some of them. I mean, I guess it's just a general break where they don't. They can have like a group of teachers can watch the kids. It's something about teachers gets that 1 hour of free time.
They need that.
But remember in high school. Well, yeah, you were there too when we had extended lunch, right?
Yeah,
of course.
I didn't know if it was the year you left, and then
No.
That was the new recess.
Yeah,
we got an hour to run around and
nice.
do whatever.
Which was nice, and not out of the schools that I sub at, even the high schools. Not all high schools have that.
Because some of them fuck up too much.
They literally. That's why. They don't give it to them because it's just
that's going to be a problem.
Small group ruins it for the rest of the population.
Yeah.
And with the school systems the way they are based on your school district and stuff, sometimes those students that are good behaved, good grades, they don't end up with the benefits of it.
It saved my ass a couple times because I needed to study for some shit next period.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been there.
Inhale my lunch, run to the computers, and just... Well, Wikipedia, quiz this, quiz that. All right.
I would just
Quizlets clutch.
I did work-based learning, so after that, after extended lunch, I was pretty much I could leave, and I would just go in. One of the teachers that I know, my math teacher, I would just go and do my math homework, finish all my homework before I even left the school.
Yeah, I mean, kids are just crazy these days. I'm at the point where if I see a group of teenagers, Walking down the street, I'm getting on the other side.
That's where you are.
I just
And
because
not all of them are that crazy.
yeah,
believe it or
but when
not.
it's just because I always have their phone, and if I ever see the it's a prank, it's a prank.
Silence them.
Silence.
I got to tell you guys my favorite story about kids, and it might be my favorite story, it might not be, just because I love kids, appropriately. So, I used to be a coach, and I would coach kids from like 18 months old to 5 years old, and it's like pretty interesting teaching kids because some of them are just like, you suck. Like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And other kids are super on board for it. So those little kids, they had a favorite game, and it would just be me. I'd have a bag of tennis balls, and I'd pull it open. What are you doing? You better wake up during my kid's story, bro. There's no way you're falling asleep.
No,
I'm
I
talking
literally
about these
like
kids.
your like the tip of your banana started turning into Mr. Scrooge, like he has that hat, this nightcap.
Yes.
Like that's what I started like it was so
my
weird.
gosh.
What did you take? I did not dose you. I swear.
I didn't take anything. I've just been up since 4 freaking a.m.
That's exactly why the military is not going to take them.
Exactly.
You doing stuff like that.
They do worse things in the military.
That's fair.
God.
That's fair. So as I was saying, I'd have this bag of balls, and I'd bring them out, and they'd be like, "Bah!" They would just go nuts, and I would just throw them everywhere. Like, literally, it's a bag of, like, 25 to 30 just tennis balls. And they just go nuts.
I mean,
We could do that for half an hour, and they're super happy. Right?
Dude.
Super cool.
I mean that's the.
But let me tell you my favorite part, though. There was just
that's
one
not the,
class.
That's not the favorite part.
No. That's just because that's the beginner. That's a pro tip for anybody out there having to deal with 7 to 10, 18-month-olds. They can do that. I've only had one class like totally misbehave. They were just not listening to me the whole time. These are 4 and 5-year-olds. And so they don't follow the lesson plan, and I'm like, oh, these kids are going to get a workout, right? And so it's me. Best part about this, I'm at this Jewish school. So like the teachers can see me. They're women. I can't shake their hands, but then they want me, and I'm just like, this is a trap. Anyways, so I'm like, all right, guys, let's play tag. And they're like, okay. And they start running away. I'm like, wait. You guys are it, and you have to tag me. So all you have to do to win is tag me. And for the next 22 minutes, I proceeded to break their ankles.
Snap them little ankles.
Snap. I got them running into each other. They're like falling over. They're getting tired. Oh, coach, my chest hurts. Oh, your chest hurts now? Oh, you can't tag me? And what I love about it is like, they began to evolve as I began to talk.
You could
smack.
see them kind of like,
They
change
would
the
evolve.
strategies,
They're
guys.
like, okay, he's faster than us, so we can't just run after him in a circle. We're never gonna catch him. We're just gonna surround him. And so as they start surrounding me, I'm like, all right, you guys are starting to get it. They're starting to get it, and they're getting closer and closer. And then I jump over the railing that's behind me, which none of them can do. They're like this, and they see it, and they just go, "That's cheating, coach!" And I'm like, "Oh, it's not cheating. Come on, come get me. What's wrong? You gotta come get me." Yeah, they never caught me.
I don't blame them, man. That's a great day.
Oh,
They're gonna remember that day.
They're definitely gonna remember that.
I sure hope so.
Were you in your banana costume?
No, that's not a part of the outfit, unfortunately. You know, these Jewish schools are pretty strict about bananas.
I don't even think that was anti-Semitic. It was just wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't anti-Semitic. I don't know how that would be anti-Semitic.
Give it to Twitter. They'll find a way.
Oh, man.
But, man, you know what? It's funny you say that. That reminds me of my favorite male teacher that sticks out in memory. I had two.
Mm-hmm.
But I had in 2nd or 3rd grade this super tall, like hippie, spongy-looking hair, goofy, athletic guy. And he would... Every now and then we do dodgeball, but like tournaments between classes and stuff. It's like, oh, our class versus Mrs. like Larson's class, and it was amazing because sometimes he would step in, but it wasn't for us. Like it just, teacher's coming in. We just like it became serious.
Yeah.
I love those little moments because I mean, there's nothing we could do that is grown ass.
Exactly.
He was probably like 28,
Oh,
maybe.
my gosh.
He's probably like how old I am now, and I thought he was just some like just full grown adult. And
Exactly.
he's just like, man, I'm fucking figuring it out.
I'm gonna hit some kids.
But you know, this will make me feel better. Haha, Jared.
Ooh, I hit one in the face. Dang.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've done that at church before on accident. When you're like doing the small groups and you're playing volleyball.
Yeah. It's like that.
It
I
happens.
did that. I did that in middle school to a kid, and it was not fun. Nobody knows that.
Dude, best volleyball moment ever I had. It was me and this other incredibly jacked guy.
Was it me?
No, I'll give him his last name. Was Hennessy.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Just
One of the most jacked.
Yeah, and he was an amazingly like cool dude,
Mhm.
and we were playing volleyball, and he and me were playing front like right there because we wanted to just spike it on each other, which it's just that's the testosterone.
Yeah.
But me and him got the most. It was just happened to be the worst ball of the volleyball boot.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, my story is so fucking.
No, it has
boring.
nothing to do with your story. Sorry, guys.
Good luck convincing me.
Golly.
But the cool.
I've literally been up for over like 15 hours now. Yeah.
Well, do you want
15,
to? Do you
16
want to
hours
just
now.
tell you? Have you had enough time in dreamland to think of what you would want to tell the world on this podcast as not a always permanent guest or host, but as just the man Oz, as you say goodnight.
Yeah, I could say the aviation is a really cool industry. If you want to be a pilot, it's not the easiest, but it's definitely worth it.
And if you want to do, what was it called, the test ride? Did you sign up for those?
They call it discovery flights.
Discovery flights. That's what it is.
Yeah, if you want to do a discovery flight, you can contact your local flight school, and you'd be surprised how many you have around you. There was some kid at mine who literally Googled flight school and then paid for it with his parents' credit card, and his parents didn't even know, and they had to like schedule it.
Whoa! How old was this kid?
I think he was like 13
He's a
or
boss.
14 or something.
And what? How much would you say from if you have the time to commit to it full time? How much do you think? I know it can vary between the flight schools, right? But like in your experience, what would you say if you could just do it nonstop, just to knock it out? How long do you think it would take?
I'd say, barring any maintenance, weather, and, delays that you can't really control.
Weather delays and
6
stuff like
weeks.
that. 6 weeks? Dang. And that's
Yeah.
like pedal to metal.
That's pedal to the metal. The key thing is you'd have to have a dedicated instructor like that's strictly just for you,
True.
and a dedicated aircraft that's strictly just for you. Because if you're sharing the aircraft or the instructor is doing it with other students,
Maintenance,
then
breakdowns.
you can't really, because you might be able to get the instructor one day but not the next day.
So some best case scenario 6 weeks.
Yes.
And then what would you if you spitballed the overall cost?
So my overall cost included a lot of like incidental stuff too, because I stayed near the airport and everything, but it was about a little over 25. But if you don't like add those incidentals, you could probably get it done in like 15, 17.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's not bad. So
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
what do you think is the most expensive flight school? Is it just depend on the plane or the fuel and stuff?
Well, now the flight school I went to is now more. This is probably one of the most expensive.
Christ.
Like it's super expensive right now.
He brought the value up.
Yeah. They're like, Christ, this guy's doing fucking barrel rolls instead.
Mhm.
But now that Oz is awake, since we talked about aviation.
I'm
Clip it.
very
Clip
sorry
it.
about that. Yes.
Well, no, dude, it's cool. I mean, I still keep thinking about the helicopter side of it. Like, that's really one thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but hold on. So to finish the story between me and Connor.
Yes.
So me and Mr. Hennessy chested up, and we were like playing back and forth. But the big finale was when we both it was just a perfect serve right at the middle, just above the net. We came up there together, popped the fucking ball,
Oh my gosh.
and then I think the way I remember it, sorry, Mr. Hennessy, is that the ball technically fell on your side,
Mhm.
and so the point was ours. But I think we ended up losing whenever we got another ball. But
That was one thing I enjoyed about Fridays. is we always had like we could play volleyball or something.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, do you think if you I want to ask this question, then I want to go to your question that you had earlier. You were talking about.
Yeah.
Do you think if you go back to the 18-year-old you, that he would be he'd be impressed?
Oh, if like the 18-year-old me like
Yeah.
looked at me now, I would be impressed.
Yeah, I feel like if y'all got to like sit down and have like a conversation.
I'd say so. Yeah, probably. I mean, there's always some missed opportunities, but for the most part, I'd say pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Especially coming back from such a. I mean, in high school, I didn't really care that much, and so my grades suffered. But in college,
Bro,
I realized, I'm actually smart, not and dumb. I just didn't care. So in high school,
you weren't. Remember the talks they gave you? We don't feel like he's living up to his potential. And I'm just like, you're right. I'm bored as fuck.
literally, yeah. Eventually, I think even some of the counselors just gave up.
They're like, if you're not gonna try, I'm not gonna try. I'm a kid. I don't know.
So wait. Let me get this right. You guys are both saying that the guidance counselors that you had growing up weren't that great, but here you guys were not living up to where you could have been at that time.
Exactly.
Okay, because I had a different experience with the guidance counselors. I think. I don't remember.
That's because
my
you're a
guidance
banana
counselor.
man. That's why.
That's fair.
But he's making a valid point. If
Yeah.
I had applied myself as hard as I did, for grades as I did for working out, but the thing is my
Well,
my
even-
brain, the books weren't going to tackle me.
Even in college, though, those guidance counselors that we had to talk to before every time before we register
Yeah,
for the
every
next
year.
semester, they didn't help you, right? Like there were so many
They didn't
students.
help you.
No, there were so many students that I knew
Yeah,
at my college
you
that
guys.
said, they didn't get anything out of it. I mean, I have one close friend. Her mentor screwed her. She was supposed to be graduating and she was still 2 classes short.
That's tough.
Had she not caught it in the fall semester, she wouldn't have graduated in the spring semester.
Yeah, we just for you viewers at home, we went to different colleges.
Yes,
These
yes.
guys went to the
Yes.
same one. I went to a different one. I had a different experience, especially in college. Bro, they were like,
hold on, pause real quick, just because I just want to say my guidance counselor in high school is the only experience I had that was like really where I was trying, just because I knew I had to go to college, I knew I was going to go to like a 2-year, maybe 3-year college, see what happens. So, but I don't want to talk shit about any of the counselors back in college. That's different. They're separate.
Okay.
But the ones that we were talking earlier was about high school in my point of view. But continue now. But your college experience.
Yeah, no. So my college experience, it was those counselors were like on it. They had to be on it, but also like I played a sport, so it wasn't just like the counselors were on it.
Coaches.
It was the coaches were here, but it was the coaches would have talks with you. They'd be like, "Hey, man, why don't you quit sucking here?" And you're just like, "All right, I can stop that." They're like, "It's language arts," and you're like, "Okay, what should I do?" And they're like, "Drop the class." Like they would just like cut and run. So we weren't a great team at first, but I saw that to say, even where like I studied, it wasn't even in the library. Everybody's like, "Oh, I gotta pay 10 cents to print." Pff, no, I don't. I don't have to pay cents to print. It's a privilege when you're an athlete. But yeah, no. My guidance counselors were like on top of me. They were really on top of everybody. They had to be not just for grades, but for where you wanted to be. So, like I know our starting center at the time, he ends up getting like law school paid for.
Dang.
Like got through it. Was just so with the counselors. They were just there like, "Oh, you want to be a lawyer? Do this? We can hook this up, and you can go to law school here."
I think he's really driven home the point that it was not their fault; it was ours.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's just I also see kind of counselors like they gotta try and push and.
Well, I mean, but if you get like in the college experience, I do give them a lot of slack because they're professors, full-time professors, and one of the beautiful things about the college that we went to is they don't make the professors do research,
Yes.
so they could just be full-time professors. But I feel like in hindsight, they ended up getting professors that were, I'm going to coast out the last couple of years of teaching, and then that way, I don't blame them. They get because the school, I don't like them enough to name them or make them feel, oh Jesus Christ, he went there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
it's still it's a good.
It was
I'd
a
say
good
it's still a good
I
school,
like it.
especially for
but like I'm saying,
building a network and
yeah, those kind of things
networking.
are the things that I continue to go for, like afterwards, and then even through the gap years and stuff like that. I mean, I still would want to keep up with like the connections, but now Banana Man made a good point. It was like, yeah, I didn't really want to go to college, and I feel like if I had just gone for an associate's degree, just to get the box checked, that's the main thing I would. If people would have just pushed me towards that,
Mm-hmm.
everyone, because I was just programmed. 4-year degree, go to your 4-year degree. You have to get your bachelor's, because like that was just it. You had to get your bachelor's, or you were going to die. Like that was all my experience was in high school, and they knew I was a college prep C student.
That's the thing, though.
I mean, I was always more like, let me play music, let me work out, let me go be creative and social. But now I've understood more, especially after getting into sales, just to make money.
Oof. Yeah.
That's really where it flipped for me.
Yeah.
And then the problem was it flipped so well. I mean, through the connections and stuff like you were talking about, which was a great thing about the high school and like college networks, you find people that are willing to give you a shot because they know you personally through a connection that was made through one of those things, someone trying, like the job fairs, the career fairs and stuff. And I mean, the problem was for me, though, is I ended up landing a job that was paying what my degree was like average. Like I went to, I think it was one of the alumni things with you.
Yeah.
And they had that chart that showed like, because they want, and I understand they want alumni to come back in and report so they can make those statistics to give to younger students. But I looked at it and it was so depressing because I was making at least, like they had a 45, I think it was like 38 to 45,000 a year. I was already in a job with sales and commissions, which aren't guaranteed, which is a fair point. But at the other side of it, then you start looking at, you get to those up their degrees, and there's supposed to be that huge jump, and thus the debt of like having the student loans. You're supposed to make it, but that's a whole other situation.
Yeah, that's a con.
Yeah, I just think they need to be more realistic in the sense of, hey, not everyone's going to be a doctor, lawyer, and there's great jobs out there. Like Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs, you remember that guy?
Oh my gosh, I love him.
I love how he advocates for blue collared. Hey, someone.
The vocational ones.
Yeah, the vocations. I mean, craftsmanship.
Garbage men make more than teachers, if you guys didn't know that.
And you can always wash it off, hopefully.
They're working on that, actually, because the teacher I was speaking to today, they said that this in the last, like, year and a half, they got 2 raises.
Okay.
Retention raises, yeah.
So is that working on it? Because I don't know.
There's only so much you can pay.
Because when you say working on it, I think like, hey yo, closing the gap or exceeding it. But at the same time, it's like, how many garbage men do we know to where we don't like? They're getting pay raises too, my guy. Like they're doing it. They have to. They pick up trash.
Well, and that's the one thing that I always will say: if you can have an actual like laissez-faire of let the market decide things. I mean, you let the independent guy that wants to take a risk and start a trash collection company, but everything's through the fucking county now. It used to be where you could pay to have like a service coming do it. And dude, I mean, we have no one. How many people want to do the job? Okay, we need to pay enough. And boom, at that point, that's how much we need to pay to get someone to show up to do this job. And same thing with the teachers and things. But the degrees kind of, I feel like, skew it. And I mean, Christ. Like Sebastian made a good point. It's about some art, like how art, which I believe art is a scam to launder money.
Go on. We'll come back to
We'll
that.
come back,
We'll
yeah.
come back to that.
I did not go that
Yeah. Sorry, Seabass.
I'm not agreeing with that opinion.
But he made here's what I'm saying. He made the point about how like there's those pieces of art that's just like the one blue strip down the middle. Or the art that sells for thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's just splatter paint. Like that stuff.
Do we remember a couple years ago when you used to just poke a couple holes in a paint can and then put it on a rope and
spin it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's what is that really?
I mean, and I can understand if you're paying for the canvas, the like if it's a big one, maybe like, hey man, I had to go rent out of space to paint this. I can understand some cost and things, but when you talk about art, that it's the pin, like the small little like brush strokes to make the eyelashes pop, or like those super high def realistic paintings, those I can see paying thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars for, especially if they're really fucking old. But yeah, but some of them are just splatter art and stuff, and it's just not the like the
Well, I think they call it abstract art.
yeah. The joke, art schools got a lot more lenient after Hitler didn't. It's like, just let him in, just let him in.
I like that joke.
Wait, what's the joke?
After Hitler, art schools got a lot more lenient on letting people in because Hitler got denied from an Austrian art school, and the joke is that's why he.
I didn't know that.
He was collecting art during the war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I'm not gonna name anybody, but I know a gentleman that actually bought some Nazi bullets.
Oh wow.
Hey, can you mark that if we put that on YouTube? Nazi's going to be in.
Oh yeah.
Said it again. Dang it!
It is.
You can't say that word.
I think
it
triggers
Automatically
demon.
demonetized.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Same thing with like certain. Well,
Don't like you have to say grape depending on if you wanted to keep it like certain things. There's a whole other things, but
yeah.
But I know this guy. We went to a gun show, and this dude was selling off literally. God, I can't remember the. It was like the German rounds, but the boxes were like literally from 1940, and it had the little swastika thing on it. And he bought them. I'm like, why'd you buy this? It's kind of cool. And I was like, oh, okay.
Are they cool? Are we not saying? Are they cool?
I do think.
I mean, I'd say it's a piece of history.
Historically, I think it's crazy. It's not like supporting it. I don't think that person was supporting, obviously, anything like that.
I mean,
I was just like saying that shit is crazy.
yeah.
Or actually used to work at. Did I tell you about the cylinders, like for oxygen and the welding and stuff?
Yeah. What about them?
So, my sister worked at this company. That I worked at and then left. But what was really cool is I got to see these tanks for welding gases because they were showing us here how it all hooks up and whatnot so we could sell the machines. And they had this one tank because the welding tanks will last forever. I mean, they're super high, like refined steel, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not very scientific explanation for a guy that worked there, I know.
Yeah, whatever.
But they have these 4 squares on some of the really old tanks. And usually,
I think I've seen those.
yeah, it's because they used to be swastikas, and after the war,
Wow.
because they were made from the German factories and the smiths or the forges, I mean, and under that time they put the swastika on it to label that it's from Germany, and then they don't go bad, and I mean you have to shoot a big ass 50 cal bullet through one of them to make it like unusable.
An incendiary bullet. Too,
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
point.
And so they stayed
That's insane.
They stayed in commission forever, and then that's kind of crazy too how old those things go. But I don't know. I saw the thing of Tom Segura bought Bert Kreischer a teacup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you saw that?
That was.
He had Hitler's teacup, and he just waited. He's like, "Hey man, happy birthday! Try it. How's it look? Let me get it. Try it." And he's like sipping. It's like that most likely touched the Führer's lips.
That's awesome.
God. Oh, or you remember that Shane Gillis joke? If you guys like history, you're just a Republican waiting to bloom.
Yep.
You're one of those kids in high school. I love history. It's like he's a Republican. Just watch.
Waiting to bloom. Yeah.
10 years he'll be.
Yep.
Oh my God, they'll come around, man. But I'm trying to transition into some of the other good topics.
Oh, I got you. You ready?
Oh yeah, no, that was.
Oh, yeah, you have
the
a question.
That's I
Yeah.
was like, I knew I was forgetting
Cool.
something. There's the question.
Yeah. All right. So the question of this episode, it's a series of questions, but what is your spirit animal? And by spirit animal, I mean animal that best personifies you.
So, originally, I went with a bear, like a grizzly bear, to be specific. And it was because I kind of thought myself as this big, stoic kind of character. You know, bears are fairly intelligent, I mean, but they're just kind of brutes. And then when you gave me the opportunity to kind of think that question and just open the idea of being something different, I definitely landed on I thought was going to be the gorilla because I said that last time I think when we talked about it, and I was like, no, and I thought on it some more. And it's not right. I kind of think I'm landing on like a wild, like not a wolf, but just like one of those dogs, like kind of like a farm dog,
Mm-hmm.
like or something that just can travel like on the prairies and things like that. Just like a dog that can, it's domesticated, like it's cool with humans, but it also knows how to get like anywhere it wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just because I've been wanting to travel so much more for my music, and having the opportunity like we did to go to Texas that one time, and then playing in Florida this weekend. Like I kind of realized that's more, or the other one was going to be like an eagle, and I thought that was too American. It's like the need which is not wrong. It's okay to be too American. I don't give a damn what anyone says.
I don't know. You might want to ask Anheuser-Busch about that.
Well, look, if they want to shoot themselves in the foot, that is their prerogative. Because that's in America, you can be as dumb as you want as long as it doesn't mess with my shit. But
Well, apparently now it's become a joke, like bringing it as a gift and stuff. The birthday party I was at on Saturday, like it was literally a gag gift at this point.
yeah, dude, I saw the one of the bartenders I was talking to. Oh, sorry about that. It's 6:30. But I was talking to this bartender, and I was like, "Hey, how's the Bud Light sales been?" And she said the two guys got into a fight over it.
Jeez.
I love it.
I mean, someone said if they had just put it on the seltzer can,
Everything would have been fine.
yeah,
That's literally what I was thinking.
heard
Like, you
that
got
joke.
so many other products.
yeah.
Why they have to do it with that one?
And I mean, the funny part is it's just like the seltzer can. Someone made the joke about it, and I was like, yeah, that kind of like I felt like it marketing wise, it's more their audience, But
What, do you have a degree in that or something?
honorary? Can we go honorary?
Yeah, you can say that. But all right, Oz.
What about you?
If you could be, this is just a standard question. If you could be, scratch that. What is your spirit animal? And your spirit animal is just the animal that best personifies you.
Best personifies me, or best that I feel like
That's
going
gonna
to
be the next one.
Oh, okay.
Well, the next one.
So the one that
Answer the first
personifies me,
Yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not that well versed about animals and some of their behaviors. I just know a little bit, but a lion.
There's no wrong answer. But all right, yeah. Why?
Because a lion, is supported by, he's a protector, but also it's supported by the rest of the species and everything around him. Now I'm drawing a lot of this from The Lion King, but
Keep going.
I don't know how true it is.
Just keep.
I'm just being honest.
Keep
It's
going.
what it means to
Just keep
you.
going.
I'm just being honest. But I do know that lions also have very strong lionesses with them. And that's what makes them just as strong. And I feel like, that's something that I would want, down the line.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because you need that. I mean, especially for the goals that I have. And if you have big goals, that's what you're going to need, a strong woman by your side.
What are some of these big goals?
Well, I've thought about going into law school, possibly, because I've been, don't know exactly when, but I've thought about it, or medical, or like MD, possibly. But I'd want to make sure I do something with it. I don't want to just get it and then like have the credentials sit. I'd want to actually use it and practice it and, help people with it. So biggest thing is help people. I don't really look at degrees or credentials as a way of making money. I see it as a way of helping people, because money to me is just a necessary evil. Like, you have to have it, but it's not what your primary motivation should be. Because
I want to jump back to that actually. But the next question is, before you go too far, this guy's over here trying to steer you. Before you go too far,
I didn't say anything.
what animal do you want to be? What animal do you want to be more like?
I need to study this animal a little bit more, but a hawk.
Why?
I mean, it goes in line with aviation mainly, and you get that literally bird's eye view, and hawks fly really high, and kind of some of my upbringing too, because I think it's hawks, or is it eagles? The way they teach their kids to fly is literally, they fly them high up, and they drop them, and then they catch them before they hit the ground. and they do that on a regular basis until they learn how to fly. And I feel like that's kind of how the upbringing I had, where look, we're gonna let you go, but don't worry, we got you. Like, just you're gonna learn through your mistakes. You're gonna learn how to fix things, but you have to learn on your own. But we're here to support you, and we're here to protect you before you fall. But that's how you're gonna learn. So I think that's why I like that.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. Both of you good. Seabass, you want to jump in on this?
In which way?
I mean, hey man, what's your answer? If you could be, what animal is your spirit animal?
Get closer to the mic.
So I mean, to answer the first question, I'd say that I probably just feel like a dog. And
Okay.
then to go on to the second part, I'd rather be a wolf. But I don't feel like I actually have enough. I don't want to call it savageness because that just sounds brutal.
Savage.
But I don't feel like maybe I pose enough of a threat in certain situations where that is required.
Very nice.
Yeah, I almost said Mustang because it's just it's the traveling aspect. I just want to be able to just move. I haven't been too set in stone on having a solid place all the time. So close to doing van life, I swear.
I believe you.
And I have so many people going, do it, just fucking send it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, I might. I don't know. Maybe one day.
One day. So the reason why I pose this question is honestly, I think when you choose to actively embody something, you do become more like that thing. And this is actually a question I asked Jared and Seabass, I'd say like last week, and today I was like, hey guys, did you guys notice any differences? And Jared said, I feel different, but I can't tell if it's from a collection of other things, but it made me think more about, how to view myself as a whole. And I was like, great. And I was like, Seabass, what do you think? And he was like, not really. I was like, oh, hey, that's fine. But the reason why I brought this up is my spirit animal used to be a narwhal. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'm a narwhal,
What's a narwhal?
The
so
whale
glad
with
you
the
asked that.
horn.
Yeah.
The unicorn whale, remember?
The unicorn of the sea.
Oh,
Narwhals,
okay.
narwhals,
Okay,
swimming
okay,
in
okay.
the ocean, starting a commotion, because they are so awesome.
No,
Yeah, no, that's it.
I don't know that,
That's the
but
verse. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
The point
sheltered.
is,
It's fine.
yeah. So they're in like very specific areas. I think it's like, what is it? The Arctic, up there, sort of like by Canada, North Pole type stuff.
Yeah, there's not a
And,
lot of them either.
There's not a lot of them, but there's also like scientists know like a ton about them, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, like I'm mysterious. Yeah, man, I'm like, I'm with my pod. I do aquatic things. And then one day I was like, you know what? I want to be more out there. I want to be more with the people. I want to hang out more. I want to spend my time out. What's something that people love? What's something that I can embody that people love? And then it hit me. A steak quesadilla.
Okay, it's interesting.
So I changed my spirit animal to being a steak quesadilla. And let me tell you, it worked smashingly. I was a steak quesadilla for 4 days. But the issue with the steak quesadilla is that everybody wants a piece of a steak quesadilla. I was going out, I was hanging out, I was having a good time, gallivanting about, but then I realized I didn't have time for my family. I didn't have time for myself. And it left me feeling empty. And so I changed back to being a narwhal because being a steak quesadilla was too much for me. So just be careful. Feel free to embody different things, but just know it's
Well,
some stuff.
The reason I was saying to your question about it, there's a lot I can separate just from just general raw emotions of other things and like just things going on for me, but in that aspect particular is kind of like I felt I was able to let go when you change your perspective of how you view yourself. And that's kind of the nice thing about when you give yourself the opportunity to try and like rethink of how you look at yourself, and go from a bear that's just wallowing around, just kind of living. Loved it. It was a good time of my life. And then wanted to be the gorilla maybe for a little bit, and I thought maybe Mustang, but the dog, the wild dog, just roaming through America, and then eventually Europe, hopefully one day. But it was that part of it. I just felt more like in control. It's like I don't have to do that. Like I didn't want to go out and drink. I was like go out and drink. Let's not. Let's go home. Let's go home. It's like why? Because I'm in control.
There you go.
It's like it's my ride.
I like that.
That I think was the kind of the biggest part that I tied to that. But it's just you think about yourself in different ways, and you think about what other multiverse could I have been in, and what would I be?
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think we had talked about this before at some point in time, but it was I brought up this quote by Descartes, and he says, "I think, therefore I am," and he's really just talking about consciousness as a whole, just saying like, okay, well, because I can think about my consciousness, because I can just
You're aware of it?
because I'm aware of this is what makes me conscious.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh man, I like that Descartes. But then I take it a step further and just attribute that to reality as a whole. Like the things that I believe are real to me because I believe in those things to be real to me. Like they apply to me because they apply to me.
Yeah.
And the things until I am made aware of something else, then this is it. Like this
I
is
like
my
that.
reality.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I like that.
do you feel like that you had anything in that week that kind of made you that stood out in your opinion of the view change?
Yeah, I would say just
Bro, you could be get a tattoo idea, a falcon, like a lion with falcon's wings. Just get it like down your back.
especially when I'm like
or put
ripped.
it on your plane. It's like one of those old.
That would be
That's-
that would be legit.
Okay, sorry.
That's
I
we gotta write that down. Hold on, we gotta write this down.
Do pilots
It's
name?
recorded.
It's
Okay. Never mind.
Mark
But
it.
Holy, that is legit.
And for those of you wondering, what the fuck is up with those lights? Those are the excitement lights. When we get too excited, it just reminds us how much fun we're having.
It's like the random dancing.
Or bring out the dancing lobsters.
Oh yeah.
If you're old enough for that, sorry.
If you know, you know, dude.
I'm sorry that your
Yeah.
back and knees hurt.
That reference actually reminded me. I forgot the name of the movie, but it's like a gory movie where one of the characters he has like angel wings.
Just push the mic out a little bit more. Yeah. Well, about the do pilots do the same thing boat captains do?
Yeah, you can name your aircraft.
But is it like superstitious if you don't?
I don't think so.
Because you think, well, I guess in the Air Force and like the Navy pilots, they just whatever plane's ready to go.
They
take.
have call signs. No. And in the military, you do have your aircraft. That's
Yeah.
yours. And typically, I mean, it takes a lot of time and
Just had a dumb idea.
to get there, but whatever your call sign is, because that's one thing in the military, like, you don't get to pick your call sign.
Oh, you don't?
No.
What?
Your classmates pick your call sign for you.
Dude, I was about to make a joke about how that's like pilots just are jealous of gamers. That's why they get call signs to be their gamer tag.
No.
But you don't. I
Your
didn't know-
class picks your call sign. So
Thank God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear.
there is a story. Tom Cruise was training for Top Gun, and
Yeah.
he was in the back of, I think, an F-16, and he went down to like pick something up while in the air, and the pilot went immediately like straight up, and like because of the G's, Tom Cruise could not lift his head up. He was literally stuck in that position because the G's were pushing him down. And he gets up after they go level, and Tom Cruise is like, "Why didn't you tell me you were gonna do that? Like, you could have told me, give me some warning." He's like, "Why do you think they call me Bozo?" Like, this guy's call sign was Bozo because he did shit like that.
That's beautiful.
I am. So that'll be a
beautiful.
series on this podcast that we will definitely, whenever the government,
When it's time.
when the government ever decides to lend us to our services instead of theirs.
When it's time.
What do you mean when it's time? You're like,
Well, it can be right now.
well, yeah.
We'll discuss off camera.
Nice. Also, I thought when you had said, "Are pilots like boat captains?" I thought you were like, they go down with the ship, and that's not where you went with that. So my bad.
And that's
Well, see, I feel like with boat captains, it's kind of a choice. You're choosing to go down with the ship.
well,
Sometimes
and-
depends.
I mean, and that's
With planes,
that's
you
that's a
kinda don't
pirate.
have a
That's a
choice.
pirate thing, or like the Navy, because I mean, you're basically dead anyway back then if you got your ship sunk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like there's nothing.
they didn't have the technology, the search and rescue technology. that
Yeah, I
they have
mean, if
now.
you're in the Caribbean, miles offshore, and somebody says, "Let's fuck this shit up," and they do,
Mm.
I mean, might as well go down with the ship and like get whatever honor you can from if there are any survivors.
So you're telling me that they don't do that anymore?
No,
Oh, okay.
I mean, why?
I'm a banana. I don't know.
That's
Jeez.
that's the best default. Like,
Yeah. I don't know everything.
I don't know. I'm a banana.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what do you think? I'm one of those pretentious like passion fruits or the dragon fruits
No.
or the avocado.
I'm
That's
not.
avocado's a vegetable.
Bananas don't even cure scurvy, so why would I know anything about ships?
That's true facts. The
Yeah.
true facts of the banana lore.
You know who taught me that?
Who?
A pirate at Six Flags. He told me that.
It's amazing. Man, you know what's scary though? I've actually sent out like requests or like applications to be the band that goes out on a cruise ship for like I think I saw one of those 6 weeks. They just you play every night or every other night in this cruise ship bar. And I've thought about that, but that'd be terrifying. Any storm, because eventually, if you're out on ships doing cruises for 6-7 weeks, whatever it is, you're gonna have a bad day at sea. And I remember talking to one of the bands on a cruise I went to. They actually sleep like there's no portholes where they sleep because they're under the water. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, at least you don't have to go down with the ship.
Yeah, I won't get the chance to get out.
Oh, well, that's fair.
I'll be taken down. Won't go down willingly.
Just want to come back to aviation real quick. If you guys have seen, I've been on my phone, but that's because this Friday is my buddy's birthday, and he's going up to Chattanooga on Thursday. But I can't leave till Friday afternoon, so I basically put on in the pilot groups. I'm like, hey, and Chattanooga in the plane from Atlanta is like 45 minutes. It's not that bad. So somebody responded to the post, be like, hey, I got a Cirrus, which is like one of the few planes that have AC, like the small planes. And I've never been in a Cirrus, and he was like, yeah, man, we'll go. And then I pay him like my half or whatever.
Split the gas.
And then literally.
Yeah.
And then he drops me off, and then I can ride back on Sunday with my buddy, and then I get to fly up. So it's another one of the perks of aviation and knowing people in the aviation community. It's pretty badass.
Tap into that community.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know what you got to play when you're getting on that?
What?
That flight?
Highway
To the danger zone.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to go to the danger zone on it. Why would you guys say that? No.
It's from Top Gun.
We stay fly, no lie. You know this. Ball it. No? All right, never mind. I guess that shows you guys the kind of banana I am.
And guess
cool.
what?
That's cool.
It's only going to cost me $60 to $70
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
because I'm splitting it only one way, right?
Yeah.
And unless there's a
A storm.
ramp fee. So
Yeah.
sometimes when you land at airports, they charge you to like park on the ramp.
Okay.
So
Why is it called a ramp?
Yeah, it's why.
I don't know. Like, it was an interesting question. Like
How are you a pilot? I'm just kidding.
Or why do we drive on parkways and park on driveways?
driveways.
That's right.
Questions saying.
Well, the ramp. I know there's there is actually a there's another one like that. So one in the meteorological reports. There is a abbreviation. There's an abbreviation BR, and it stands for it means mist. So if you see BR on a weather report, it means mist. And I was looking, I was like, why is it mist? Like, it's mist. Because everything else is, cumulonimbus clouds is CB. So it makes sense. Like, it lines up. But BR for mist doesn't. They call it baby rain. That's how it became mist. Or that's how it became BR. Baby rain.
It's gonna be like a Midwest emo group.
And it's been like that for years. That's why it's mist.
Baby rain. That's
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. What was that?
I don't know. What was that?
I don't know.
Must have
Push
been
the mic a little bit further away from you.
Must have been some of that.
I feel
bigger
like
ring.
somehow it got closer, or maybe I
did.
got
I think
closer.
I think
You
you,
did.
got
I got
closer.
You got excited. It's all
My
right.
boy was working on his posture, and he was like, "Now,
Let me talk about aviation. I mean, it's cool, dude. I definitely think it's amazing. Being your friend in that sense is, and both of y'all, I mean, we've done a lot of crazy things. And I mean, when we were in high school together, did we think we'd ever go to Vegas together?
we didn't even know what Vegas was, dude.
We didn't, yeah.
We didn't even know the appeal to it.
I did like Elvis, so it's like I knew Elvis was big in Vegas, so
Oh.
I always was. Yeah, I'm heading to Las Vegas. Yeah, anyway, but I mean, God, Vegas was great.
It's amazing.
I think everyone should go at least once.
At
But
least once without
Agreed.
your parents.
Well,
You got to be of age.
at least once without your parents and out a significant other. Go
Yeah.
out there with a crew. Go and just have at least one safe, responsible time.
If you don't have friends that you can be safe and responsible with,
Take turns being safe and
you
responsible.
got to
Yes.
just take turns being safe and responsible.
And you know what? And if anything, befriend a Muslim. They were always going to be drunk. I mean, DDs, not drunk.
That's true.
They're going to be great designated drivers. And I mean, that's kind of
And your friends pay for your food. If you have good friends. If you don't, then you're just screwed. But
yeah. Shitty friends are but
you'll find out
real quick.
real quick, yeah.
But I mean, Christ, dude,
Oh, another cool thing in Vegas, and I can't shut up about aviation, but you can
the drinking
buy,
game is going to be horrendous.
you can pay to take a ride in a fighter jet
How much?
in Vegas.
How
I
much?
think it was like $300 or $400. And me as a pilot, I can actually log that time too, as like second in command and stuff.
And then you could write it off for your business.
I could write it off as training, yeah, very well.
I mean, yeah.
That's a
So
You can
like,
drive a tank out there too.
yeah, you can drive it. I think you told me about
Yeah,
that. You can
there's
drive a tank
the-
out there too.
There's the tank where I think it's like you paid like $200-$300. I don't know. It was a couple.
So affordable.
It was, but I mean, it's hundreds of dollars for
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was almost like 2K.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
Google it. But no, I mean, there's one of the things I want to do is do the out in Texas, and I think they have it in a lot of places where you can hang out of a helicopter and shoot the wild boar.
Oh, I think,
Yes.
yeah, you told me about that too. They have that in Texas.
Oh my God! Like they harness strap you in there, and then the one thing is just the magazines. I mean, how do they? I guess you take turns on chasing them, and then you safely deposit the magazines in a
Probably.
How-
$2,500.
$2,500 for
But
what?
You get to crush a car with the tank as well.
For $2,500?
You're basically.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
But you
That's what you need to do. You need to
drive
invest in a
and crush
tank.
car. I mean,
That's fair.
You need to invest in a tank
What's that?
and
Alright.
start charging $2,500 hair.
Look,
in
I
Georgia.
think as an American citizen with enough paperwork and documentation, you should be able to own a tank.
What
Fair.
documentation?
I don't think you need
Something.
documentation
Well,
because you're not gonna have ammunition in the tank. That's what I feel like you would need documentation for. You don't need documentation. Like you're
If
not
I
gonna be
can-
able to
I mean,
drive it on public roads, obviously.
I think
but
if your vehicle weighs over a certain weight limit, I think you should need to show
Look,
some
I'm
sort
just
of
saying.
license or something, dude.
I have.
well, to
me
drive it on
personally.
public roads. If you drive it on private property, it doesn't matter.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
even then, that's dangerous. But I mean,
Look,
hey,
But it's your property.
I am that guy.
where are you most likely to die? I don't know.
Yeah,
exact-
but
I don't know.
Laws are made.
Asking for the general.
That's a serious question.
Laws are made to protect others.
Mm.
Not. I mean, there are a few laws to protect ourselves, but the majority of laws are made to protect others.
But the first law
Yeah.
was made to protect ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Dave Chappelle said. Or I think it was Dave Chappelle. The Second Amendment is there in case the First Amendment doesn't work out.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm just saying there's a way to be safe. I don't want psychos running around with tanks, obviously.
Yeah.
But, sometimes I just think the government should be like, hey, yo, chill.
Because think about it like this, guys. If we didn't need documentation
Oh,
to actually get this tank, dude, we would have put together our stimulus money and bought a tank.
And that's exactly what they don't want.
It's exactly what they don't
Was it-
want.
The
I don't
lizard
think
people.
it's that. I think it's just so much tedious paperwork. There's just so much red tape. It's not necessarily
It's not impossible, sure.
It's not necessarily what do you call impossible. It's just you have to be patient enough to jump through all the hoops to get it.
I don't think it's impossible.
Or what's it like? I mean, just
Oh, let's Sebastian. You want to look for us to see what it would take us to purchase a tank, and then have an episode where we're on the tank one day.
Look, I'm just saying. That's my view. I believe the citizens should have access to as many. Well, okay.
And then we can.
There's the only limitations nukes. I think that's something that obviously we can't.
That's the only limitation.
I don't know.
General rockets, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I think tanks should be the top.
Totally legal, by the way.
Huh?
It says it's totally legal.
Yes.
I don't
just
think
own a
we
tank
should
and
own
then-
like.
You don't need to get anything else.
There's no law technically against it.
Yeah, it's because it's
But
the
I'm saying
it's the
to
munitions.
get it,
Yeah,
though.
the
Just to get
ammunition.
it. You
It's
don't
the
need any
munitions
other
that you need
license?
licenses for.
Was it?
You need to be able to pay the expense because
Well, dude, but
to
it-
actually have them build a custom tank for you or just a
Millions,
tank,
yeah.
I mean, it is millions.
Well, what about a used one?
Look it up on Amazon.
I don't think you can get
Do
a
not
used one.
search for Russian used tanks on my computer. I use the other computer for that.
You gotta use Google Incognito.
You gotta use DuckDuckGo.
For an example, if you were to buy an Abrams tank, it would cost you almost $10 million.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
That's not bad. We can do that.
I mean, Elon, be a great episode.
That would be. We get it painted with the wings and the.
Oh my God, tiger,
The tiger,
the
yeah.
tiger hawk.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord, indeed. I'm telling you, man. Maybe we can somehow get that to happen in D&D. I want to see what's the most vicious weapon I can purchase. When we just pickpocket as many. Let's team up, pickpocket as many people as we can, save up, and let's just buy the most malicious weapon in D&D that we can.
Okay.
What?
We'll see.
Military drone.
What?
We shall see.
Military drone.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Christ, man, it's insane. But I mean, I definitely just have my own they're not like too far out there. I hyperbolate a little bit. I might exaggerate. But it'd be cool to be able to own a tank. But if you got like $100 million, and you just want to keep it on your property.
So let me get this right. If you had $100 million, you would take 10 of those millions and buy a tank.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to ride?
I mean, yeah. I'm not saying no.
Dude, yeah. It's like, I understand it's like we shouldn't make it that difficult. We have to have some reasonable, okay, maybe you have to keep this GPS tracker near, and if it ever loses connection, you will be swarmed heavily.
Oh, you're letting other people drive the tank?
That's what I could write it off as an expense.
If you run it as a business, yeah.
Let people drive it around. Let them go.
Maybe I'm selfish. I'm not letting other people drive my tank.
You don't let
No,
other
I
people
would.
drive your own tank if
I'll
they pay
let
you?
my homies, yeah, no. Otherwise, you get to ride in a tank. I don't feel comfortable with that.
That's
Even
fair.
if they're gonna give you almost $3,000 right there.
I've seen people break chairs, bro. Like, I have a pet rock. I really don't like to let people hold my pet rock.
How is your pet rock?
Yeah,
I
how
haven't
is
seen
he?
him in a minute.
Yeah, Dwayne, he's doing good.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, pet rock, his name is Dwayne ASAP Balboa. And if you don't understand the references, then I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, he's doing good. He's
Good.
doing
I haven't
good.
seen him in a minute.
His birthday's coming up, actually. Yeah, June 25th.
Was he
Nice.
200 million years old now?
Well, I actually only started counting since I've had him, so
Oh.
he'll be 20. How old am I? He'll be 26.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just proud that you've kept it this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I have something very similar to that.
It's a lot of commitment.
It's funny. Is it? Do you feel like it's a lot of commitment? Because for my item, it's just been like natural.
It's natural because a lot of the times, or a large point, I'd say like 8 years, I just kind of like put him somewhere, and I was like, stay, and he was like, all right, and then he just did that, and I was like, oh dude, you're here, and he's like, yeah, he told me to stay. But I will say, like, my favorite thing about Dwayne is he's a great judge of character. Like, I will tell people about
Yeah.
Dwayne. Let me rephrase this. I will tell women about Dwayne, and he immediately like sifts them out. They'll be like, you have a pet rock? Yeah. Why?
Wrong answer.
To keep me company. That's weird. You have a sharp hey, bro. You don't hear me coming after you like that. But my point is, he definitely filters out those that don't need to be in my life.
That is actually very good like character check.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think another one is one of you guys probably told me about it. Is
I'm in a band, and then what they say after that tells you a lot.
or like take him to Waffle House or something. Don't take him to like a fancy place. Maybe not on the first date, but like at the second and third, and kind of see how they react.
I'm all for that actually. I do not want to be that guy that spends $100 on a dinner and then find out you have a shitty personality.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I'd rather spend I'll buy you a cup of coffee and like something from the Starbucks or whatever. Like,
That's fair.
but let's just get together. See, it's like, hey, because especially if you don't meet in person, you meet on an app. Like, how much can you get out of their text? First off, it takes a lot of effort. I feel like to actually get your persona and your actual personality go through a text message.
Yes. Dude, can we switch gears to online dating right now? Because I definitely want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Market, we're changing.
All right, cool. So quick.
What's our timestamp at right now?
118.
Okay. So quick show of hands. Who here has like online dating app? Okay, that's fair. I love you, Seabass.
Did
What, a
Seabass
real
put his
one?
hand up?
No, he's a real one. He's OG. All right. So
I've tried it, but I don't currently partake in it.
That's not what I asked.
Mender didn't
Okay.
do well for you.
It did not.
Mender because it's Muslim Tinder.
Literally, he's not joking.
That's just J
That's-
swipe.
Yeah.
J
Well, they
swipe's a
changed. It's not Minder anymore. It's they changed the name because Minder was too like. I can't remember what it is.
I thought it was male Tinder too.
That's Grinder.
And I'm pretty sure that might be one of the reasons why they changed it.
Minder?
It's close
That's
enough.
hilarious. I never.
Understand the confusion.
Well, it's because he told me about it. I never that
Yeah.
if you had walked up to me and said, "Hey, dude, what do you think Minder is?" I'm like, "Well, I know what Tinder is, so it's gotta be." Yeah, I've stupid J swipe, Jewish it's a Jewish dating app. It's just like, oh yeah, you can find any kind of dating app.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where do you want to take that?
So okay. I'm a firm believer that dating apps are very much so pay to play. Like if you're gonna go and you're actually trying to talk to people and you're trying to maximize it, go ahead and drop whatever amount on that premium membership.
How much did you drop on it?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug them. Hinge. What's up, Hinge?
Really?
Yeah. So I was on there for a month and I was like, okay, this is okay. I talked to like 2 or 3 people. I was like, you know what, $10? I'll spend $10. Like it's for a month, like I can spend $10. And oh my gosh. Cause it's like if you don't pay for it, one, they don't show you all the people that actually like your photo.
Yeah.
And then everybody's photos that you like, they don't show them.
They don't.
that.
Hey, someone liked you.
Yeah. So now, like, oh yeah, this app is just freaking unchained. I was like, oh my gosh, yes.
Unhinged.
I hate that.
I had to.
I hate
Thank
that it was
you.
good.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
I mean,
Yes,
well done.
that's it. No slow clap, but I did like it. But yeah, no, it worked out. It worked out really well until it didn't. But
What was the? Do you mind talking about what was the turn?
yeah,
Oh.
wait, like
the
when it
downturn, I
didn't
mean.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I was talking to a couple girls, and I was like, "Hey, man, I want you to know that I'm talking to other women." And they're like, "That's fine." I was like, "All right, cool." And I was like, feel free to talk to the dudes. And they're like, "That's cool." And everything was fine. And then my mom came home one day.
Oh no.
And she exactly. Anytime it's crazy. So mom comes home and she's like, "Hey, yeah, so this lady, right? She is, she's close to God. She prays for people. You know what I mean? She told me that God told her that one of her sons is dating somebody who, if he continues to date her, she will get pregnant and embarrass him." And I was just like, huh. Well, we know it's not my brother.
Yeah.
And if I am talking to more than one woman, I gotta just cut them all off.
Just to be safe.
Because your boy ain't out here gambling with his kids. So that's what I immediately just went,
Wrap the glizzy.
and I just cut it.
Hey man, that's good. That's smart of you though.
Smart.
Yeah. So that's probably not the story as expected. But What was your online experience like?
I mean, it's just always I always just try to be as straightforward as possible, and I mean I ask them some funny questions. A lot of questions I've gotten from you.
Oh, good.
You know, spirit animal. What flavor? If you were going to be if you're going to be a flavor of ice cream, why are you that flavor of ice cream?
That's a great one.
But I need to start carrying a pet rock because I feel like that is really going to sort out the type of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, my experience overall has been, you meet a few people. Parks are great. I like to do something kind of active.
Yes.
I mean, I feel I try to avoid alcohol like dates.
Smart.
Because I know it change. 2 margaritas can change a person.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, especially some of the. If you're at the El Gente, you remember?
Oh yes,
Bro, love the El Gente, but
oh gosh,
careful. You've seen the worst.
Oh
of it.
yes.
I'm like
the worst.
I've seen it.
the great and powerful Oz. Would you please escort me home? I will buy you Taco Bell. Like it has been too much, but yeah. I mean, I just coffee is always really good. It's kind of a calm atmosphere. It's always in public. Parks are really great for doing something that if you want to just go for a walk, especially when it's pretty around like the springtime that's coming or the summer like right now. Oh God, or rock climbing is another fun one I thought of.
Oh yeah, 'cause they got a Stone Summit in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared, you rock climb?
No. But I'm banking on neither does she.
Okay.
But yeah,
well,
no, I
one
mean,
of you all have to.
yeah, I mean, but it's
That's
just
what makes it fun.
well, okay. The only reason is because this one girl I took on a rock climbing date said that she was oddly attracted to my calves.
This was
mean,
after
hey.
the date.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, oh yeah, she's like, you
Compliment.
have like really good calf muscles. And I was like, thanks. I squat. my buddy Jemai, he we squat.
We squat.
Dude, but yeah, those kind of things are the fun ones. But a lot of times, if you just, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard because you swipe or you try to find something. I said fuck Bumble. I did try it because paying for that one, and I think it's just the ego booster for because
fair.
that's the one where I think it's cool if they want to contact you first, like, but sometimes you just sit there and you're like. Am I ugly?
It's nice to know we all had like
Similar.
similar experiences because now like ever since I got my even
Well-
before I got my license, I was thinking I'm like, you know what? I want to do an experiment. I want to post, create a new profile, put Pilot up there and see what happens, right? Does it change anything? Because on dating apps, I mean,
And
I haven't done it.
oh,
Like I haven't done it.
well, you've had the license for a minute now.
Yeah, but I was like, my license is one of the few things I didn't really want to broadcast in general. Like, yeah, I like to talk about it a lot, but broadcasting it on social media, for example, like outside of this podcast, I don't really broadcast it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it on my LinkedIn profile, but I just put it on there a week ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think one of the best pieces of advice that I don't know where I get it from. I want to say it was my granddad or something, but who knows? But don't try to impress girls. Let them discover things about
yeah.
you. It's so much more powerful. It's like, hey, I'm a pilot. I'm a blah, blah, blah. Versus, she finds out that you can fly planes.
Exactly. She's like, she's trying to go somewhere. Be like, oh yeah, we can just go on my plane. When do you need to go?
And the best, and if you can like delay it for months, so she gets to know you more and more. You're like, how long have you been? Why didn't you tell me this? Like, that's the best shit.
Yep, that I'm leaning into that.
I feel
I'm
like
definitely leaning into that.
I feel like being a pilot is like finding out that you drive a truck, and she's like, "You can help me move." It's like the same.
You
thing.
can fly me and my girlfriends to Miami. Like,
It's exactly what it is.
oh my god, yeah. I mean, dude, I'm like, dude, I was like, let's go here. It's weather permitting because you're so.
I don't have my instrument rating yet.
Yeah, but dude,
which
weather permitting,
if-
we can
if-
do a lot.
any of our viewers out there want to sponsor my instrument rating, it's about $8,000 to $10,000, and I can get it done, and then we can have we can come visit you.
What
you know.
email should they send the?
He has a GoFundMe actually.
I should make a GoFundMe.
You just make it the great and powerful Oz.
Yeah.
What we need? Do we have an email, Seabass? Like a podcast email yet?
No.
Jared, no.
It's Jared Monday, the artist Jared Monday
The
at Jeep. Like, I don't know who could
I
they
guess we need to create
possibly
one now.
who could they possibly contact to get in touch with you?
Yeah, they need to contact Mr. Monday,
Exactly.
and then they can sponsor, and then we can
So
do like
then we
a
can reveal his real
podcast.
identity.
Well, yeah, and if you end up sponsoring it, we can come and visit you and reveal our true identities. Banana Man,
But Banana
Mr.
Man's
Monday,
not gonna
and
peel.
Oz.
That's you can't make a banana peel in front of you. Man.
Yeah. I'm
It's
a
a
banana
skin, dude.
all day, every day, baby. Nothing but banana.
But hold on, but I think it would be very interesting, especially coming because your only experience. Did you do Tinder, Minder, or anything? Like, was it just?
So no, I
Minder?
did. I didn't really do Tinder. I did Minder, and then there was, which is now I think it's Muzmatch is now is what they call it.
Minder was so much better.
Yeah.
Muzz match.
Like Muslim match and stuff.
Thank
And there was
you.
another
Sebastian, what?
Just sounds
Yeah,
like two
I didn't
bushes
come up
rubbing
with
these
together,
names.
dude. Just two.
He's
one
like, that's
bush,
one. I
one
didn't
bush.
come up with these names.
This
There was two.
How
I
many
just can't.
people did these names get passed without anybody just cracking at them?
Oh, probably
Love-
thousands.
Love Finders with 3 Z's.
Oh gosh.
Rick and Morty reference.
Thousands.
But what
But
is it?
yeah.
Is it like you both swipe right and then your dads email each other? Like,
Actually, there is one app, believe it or not. There is on some of the accounts, it is in fact like parents or cousins or family members that are portraying them, and they tell you up front, hey,
Yeah.
when you match, hey, we're talking to you on behalf of so and so.
yeah.
And then that actually happened once, and it was the mom, and she straight up was like asking, all right, what's your job? What's your like highest degree? What's your income? And I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to like. Yeah, I'm not
just trying to-
introduce that. Even though in a lot of cultures, it's
Well, I do think it is better if you can. If you're it, I think if you're serious about it and you're really wanting to find somebody, I'm not saying bring in your family like that, but I mean you do put in those barriers to where you give it time.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
Western dating's fucked right now. There's plenty of really.
no pun intended.
But I do think there's ways if we do a little more traditional. It's like, and I agree. Maybe got both guys and girls. If you want to do what you want to do, you're gonna do it. If some fucking random musician dude on a podcast in an undisclosed government location off the borders of the ice wall of the flat Earth. But I mean, you just got to be serious and be ready to sacrifice things.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. Rather than wasting time. I mean, I did match with one person, and we both was like, yeah, well, she's more serious about it than I was at the time. She was looking sooner rather than later. Me,
Yeah.
not so much. I was looking to just to establish something with somebody and then, finish some of my goals and go from there. But funnily enough, she doesn't
Funnily.
remember me. At least I don't think she remembers me.
I'm rubbing off on you if you just said funnily.
I did.
I'm sorry I brought your IQ down so low.
She didn't. I don't think she remembered me, but I saw her. I was volunteering at a local mosque during Ramadan, and I saw her, and I was like, "Oh wow!" And she's still single, which goes to show it didn't work. The app didn't work for her either. I don't get it. What's so funny about this?
Just no, bad thought. Did you just like recognize her eyes, or
No.
sorry?
Just want to say to all the Muslim viewers out there, listeners, these guys are respectful of their religion. We just joke around with each other. That's all.
If you can't joke with like he rips on me
Yes.
plenty for my
Plenty.
Christian faith. Believe me.
Plenty.
And he goes, "Really? You're gonna do that?" And I'm like, "Really?" It's back and forth. It's out of
Exactly.
love, and we sharpen each other. But I'm sorry, Lord, that was bad.
Oh, that was
And
perfect.
Banana Man here even helps me sometimes stay, is my spiritual guide sometimes, which
There we
is
go.
nice.
It's nice.
Which is nice.
It's fun. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You guys have since you guys have had dating profiles, is there a picture that has garnered the most attention from women that's been on your dating profiles?
Yeah, there's been one.
What
Sebastian, can you pull up?
Oh snap!
It's the one.
This man has the desktop version of a dating app, bro. That's pretty.
Not
impressive.
really. I can't think of anyone for my end
Mm.
as far as pictures.
You got to post more of those ones with like the buttons undone so they can see the hair come out.
That one.
Oh,
It's like my.
Oh, okay.
It's the third. If you go to my Facebook, just type in Facebook on that, it should bring up my profile. It's like the third. Like it's like a couple back. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's like the fourth one back. I've gotten the most responses on that one, but I mean, Kevin Fuentes, I think, was the photographer there. Phenomenal photographer. So I give him a lot of credit.
Good job.
But it's just the worst part is I've never had it described this way. But this very nice older lady saw me post a flyer with that picture. She's like, "Oh, you're the guy. You're the musician on the flyer and stuff. I like how you let your lunch meat hang out like that."
What was she referring to as lunch meat?
The chest hair.
Oh my god!
And I said, "Ma'am,
that's hilarious."
I don't know if I'm flattered, scared, or disgusted.
That's hilarious.
Like it's, but I mean, like,
Did she want a piece of that lunch meat?
dude, we'll never know. That's the best part. We will
so-
never know.
Well,
Oh
who
my
knows? Maybe
goodness.
she might end up watching or listening and be like, "I know exactly who that is. I'm gonna call in or I'm
Call
gonna write
in."
in the
I hope
yes, I
so.
wanted a piece of
There's
that."
just going to
lunch
be
meat.
a bunch of ladies that are hilarious. It's going to be a joke, and it's going to be wonderful people that comment on there. Like all the bartenders that I've been befriended through all the places I've played. It's like, yeah, lunch meat. And oh, God, please don't let that become my fucking name.
That would be awesome.
I'll just have to make it a gamer tag. It's like, instead of muscle hamster, it'll just be lunch meat.
Lunch meat.
That would be
Lunch
an
meat
example
Monday.
of your class picking your
Call sign. Yeah, that's why you can't tell those
Lunch
stories when you go to that. When you get to your class, don't tell them any stories. I just lived in a hut, and I just stayed to myself, studying in the woods like Gohan.
Yeah.
Wait, he didn't have a hut. He
No,
had
I
a-
hope I get a
Gohan
really cool
had
one.
he had that whole like outdoor library.
Gohan had Piccolo.
Oh God!
That's all he needed.
Just like tell me you had just a sheltered life. You lived in the middle of nowhere, and they'll just.
We don't even know if I'm going yet, so we'll see.
Bet you someone's gonna. If anyone ever watches this, they're gonna be offended. I said a hut.
There's probably so many people watching this getting offended right now by random stuff.
True.
It started when I said I had a pet rock. They were like, "What the? Get
Yeah.
this guy out of here!"
Like, why is he keeping an environment? Like, some environmentalists are like, why is he keeping a rock indoors? Like, it's
Yeah.
key to the ecosystem, and how dare he remove
Somebody.
that?
See, little do they know is that I got Dwayne from Florida, and like, come on.
So that's
now.
even worse. You brought a part of Florida's ecosystem in Georgia where they don't mesh.
Florida rock.
So he's Floridian, and I got him outside of my doctor's office when I was 3.
So he's healthy.
I don't know. It's kind of like, is that what's healthy, like outside of a doctor's office? Because I've seen like those ashtrays outside of the doctor's office, and I'm like, I don't think that's healthy.
Man, you know what's unhealthy is just going through any college town and the game nights or when it's one of the party nights. Just being in all the gigs I've done for those places. Like girls be peeing in the booths, guys be peeing on it everywhere because they could just pee anywhere. And I mean, people just get
Floor's all sticky.
sticky. Oh, so many times you walk out, like in the bar, like they just open the doors and you walk into the bar and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, Jesus. I mean, a lot of the bars and the breweries are different. The bars, all like they're especially like in Athens, as from my experience, they just run by fraternities.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a bro house sometimes. The nice bars are not owned by fraternities.
Huh.
They're the successful fraternity brothers that came back. They bought those nice places in the breweries. Like, so many breweries have been made nowadays, I feel like, from guys in those crazy party cities. Like, maybe Athens. And they just did one too many lines, and they just accidentally started a brewery, and it was successful.
There you go.
Like, God, there's so many these days. I'm trying to play them all.
There's actually a brewery
Where?
off of, you know where Berkmar High School is? Like, down the street from there, across the Kroger, next to the liquor store.
It's a brewery.
It's a brewery.
Really?
I passed by it the other day, and I was like,
like a tap
"Are you
room and
ki-
everything?
That's yeah. I don't know about like the. I'm pretty sure.
Or
they
it's
have
just like
one,
a
but-
supplier for something? Was it?
No, it was like a restaurant. They had shows and they had comedy and everything.
Wow.
It was closed like when I passed it, but they were gonna like obviously I think
by the
opening was
29.
on 29 across from the Kroger. You know that Popeyes and the Home
Yeah.
Depot and everything.
Yeah. I just thought it was a restaurant.
No, it said
Wow.
brewery. I looked at it twice because I was stuck in traffic.
It's
so I
a
read it.
standalone, right?
Yeah.
It's by itself. Wow. Yeah. No, dude.
Wow.
I see it in my mind. Did not know that was a brewery.
I know exactly what you're
might-
talking about, but I would never expected that.
Yeah, I'm actually want to look it up now.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
plug them. See if I can get a show out there. I'll go play on the patio.
Well, let's see.
Patio.
Dude, outdoor shows are the best though. Playing guitar and singing outside to people while they're dancing, best feeling in the world. That's why I still do this.
Makes you feel like your ancestors are with you.
Well, it's so funny to me when I find people that are terrified of public speaking or like being on stage in general.
Public speaking is actually the second most feared, or second most thing people are afraid of. Guess what number one is?
Dwayne.
Talking to girls.
ASAP Balboa.
Getting burned alive. Public speaking is the second most feared thing
That's so.
people do. At least this was where, a few years ago. It may have changed, but when I was
Yeah.
back in college, I remember I was in the business communications class and we were learning elevator speeches and stuff, and they said they're like, that is the second most feared thing, public speaking. People are deathly afraid of it.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not. As long as I don't have to explain something I don't know.
There you go.
If someone says, "Go explain the relative theory of bullshit," I'm like, what?
I can do that.
I can do that if that's what they would really say.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like people ask me if I ever still get nervous, and I'm like, not really. If the band's well prepared, I know we have to play certain songs, and we haven't practiced them, we won't be able to do them. And the person that requested us to play at their big event or the corporate event said, "Oh, the boss wants." Because that's the thing. It's this one I'm going to in Florida. I know the guy that booked me. He saw me and we have mutual connections and stuff. Great guy. So I'm happy to do this gig. There's other corporate gigs where the boss kind of thinks, all right, they just are like, I paid you to play these songs. And I'm like, what these? Like, what am I? I
don't know these songs.
I don't know these songs. And I try to learn them as fast as I can, but I mean, I just have to.
But yeah, they got a tap room.
They have a tap room? That's
Yeah.
insane.
Do we want to name it or no?
Sure, let's help plug a business.
Blackbird Farms Brewery.
That's insane. Yeah, dude, I gotta go check that out. I'll see if
They open at 4
Black
p.m.
Birds.
They're closed Monday and Tuesday, and then they're open from 4 to 10 Wednesday through Friday, and
Itachi.
2 to 10 Saturday and Sunday.
Itachi.
Sosuke.
Which
Man.
is crazy. Like that would be the last place I thought there would be a brewery.
Well, you know what's gonna be funny is, Sebastian, I told you my plan about the breweries, right? I might have
The plan.
the plan about like
You don't remember the plan?
wrong. Well, okay, I might have thought I told you, and then I told other Josh.
Poison for Cusco.
This will poison. Oh my god. But that's actually something that'd be really fun, and I would love to see how many I could actually string together with you guys. As well, obviously, with you going to the military, we'll get you as much as we can. But
We don't know if that's happening yet.
well, we're praying and hoping for it.
If it happens, great. If it doesn't, we don't know yet.
Lord, God's will, right?
Mm-hmm.
God's plan. But I was thinking I'm going to reach out to these wineries and breweries, and since we're kind of getting the setup down for doing podcasting, I'd love to sit down and talk with them about their process, the brewing, why you kind of do this, and plug their stuff, my music, the band, everything like that. And it'd be just like I think it'd be I think that's a good idea, right?
I like it.
I don't think it needs to go under the title of Strange Herd, though.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be Jared Monday.
It needs to be under. Okay. It needs to be under a different series.
Yeah, I mean the brewery tour, Jared Monday's Great American Brewery Tour. Boom. Sebastian's like, okay, fuck
we
it.
taking the flag with, or
Hell yeah, we're taking the banner with us.
of course.
But I would love just to continue to have Banana Man show up to these breweries. I just say, hey, look, there's going to be a banana with us. Just
Why would you even tell them?
Exactly. You don't tell them.
How is that beneficial to tell them?
this the look on their face. Is this guy serious?
And you have some high person that comes in, like they're all like tripping, and they're like, "Are you a banana?"
That's when he becomes their spirit guide. But
I
dude,
leaned into him. I'm a potato.
I'm a plantain.
Mm. Somebody asked me that one time.
Yeah,
They asked me, what am I? Now, granted, she was 74 years old. And
Okay.
bless
she
her
had-
heart.
She had bipolar 2.
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily affect her being able to
Right.
recognize what a banana is, though. But she asked me, she's like, what are you? And I was like, I'm a potato. And she's like, you're a potato? like she was more excited that I was a potato than me being a banana.
That is awesome.
Bless her heart.
That's
God
awesome.
love her.
Oh yeah, she was
My
fun.
goodness, man. But yeah, no, I'd love to do that because I mean, one of the big things, the reasons I wanted to start doing the podcast was to, try to grow a little more online presence, talk about music and the influences that we have. I mean, as a banana, I'm sure you've heard a lot of great music.
A lot of what is it? I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Yeah, a lot of that one. That one and it's peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly
You
time.
were supposed to have that queued up, bro.
Oh my God.
Baseball bat.
What are you
Didn't that guy
doing?
kill somebody?
Did he?
Why you gotta focus on that sort of thing?
I feel like
Why
I
you
gotta
gotta
believe
focus
it
on the
because there's so
negativity?
much.
Why you gotta
negativity
focus-
out there.
This is exactly what I was telling you guys about matching energy, man. Like, what is this guy doing?
My apologies.
Well, speaking of killing,
What? Okay, you see this?
No.
This is exactly.
This
This
is
is exactly what I was afraid of.
so the college that we went to,
no,
I was actually told
no.
that there was some kid who was, really involved while he was on campus, while he was there, and then after he graduated, he ended up getting convicted of like some, I don't know if it was murder, but it was definitely a felony, and they had to redo all of their marketing to make sure his picture was nowhere.
That's hilarious. Not hilarious, but
Yeah.
wow.
Like they had to redo all of that to make sure his picture was not there at all, because then he's representing the school in a way.
You know
Yeah.
how often that happens?
not often.
Rarely.
Well,
Oh no.
Oh,
I'll have
no.
you guys know.
See, look what I said.
Well, you went to a bigger college,
True.
so I feel like it's more
What
likelihood
does
there.
that have to do? You know
It
what?
increases the chances because it's a larger population.
But they're not putting more people on stuff necessarily
That's true.
because this was a cheerleader. Yeah, she's a cheerleader. She actually was like on like a football poster or like just like a cheerleading poster that would go up at multiple events.
Yeah.
But no, she got in trouble for what's that really bad thing? Human trafficking. Thank you.
Yeah, that is not
no,
we
she
do
got
frown
in
upon
trouble
that. That's
for
bad for the herd.
Human trafficking, and they were like, "Oh, this isn't good," and they took her down from
Man,
those
Dang.
things.
it's kind of a more interesting, not less or less grim kind of something like that to kind of erase people looking for the bad stuff. Disney making the conspiracy theory that Frozen was made
Oh yeah.
so when people type in Disney's Frozen, it shows that movie instead of the fact that Walt Disney's head is frozen somewhere in a cryo vault, hoping one day we have the technology to bring him back.
But why his head though? His whole
Huh.
body though, right?
I mean, his body was probably old and breaking down.
So he's just a head.
He was like, I can just-
Futurama.
Literally, Futurama, 100%.
That's lame. His whole body
But
needs to be here.
They didn't want that for the some obvious reasons, and so that's why they made the movie, and it happened to be that's a huge success.
They make it sound like it's such a
Interesting.
bad thing. They just
Yeah.
froze somebody.
I mean, I think it's because they don't want kids like being focused on that.
Doesn't that just draw more people?
When
to
you
Disney
try to say,
World?
"Don't look at that," that's when people want to look at it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, a little bit of fun fact about Florida, right? So,
Low rider.
no. Disney used to have this competition for busiest place in Florida. Busiest place used to be this place called the Swap Shop. And when I tell you this place was it was
Swap
amazing.
shop.
The Swap Shop.
Okay.
So you go in and it's this huge open air flea market where you could get pretty much anything because there's just vendors all over.
Okay.
Okay, and you get I'm talking like fruits, cars, car parts, cell phone parts, luggages, perfumes,
Holy
clothes,
shit.
all that stuff. And then inside there is a showroom for cars, and the owner of the swap shop just owns these cars, like
He's trying to
McLarens,
sell-
Mercedes. No, he just has them. He's just not even trying. It's
Oh.
just a cool thing to see. And then they had a daily circus show, multiple times.
What part of Florida was this in?
It's in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know where we're flying next.
And then they have
I know,
roller
right?
coaster rides, and and then they have a drive-in theater at night. So this place was pulling in more people than Disney at one point in time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And then stuff happens, wink, wink, and now they are a shell of their former self. But they're still open. It's a lot of fun. They still show movies.
Yeah, but
That's where I go to buy mangoes.
dang,
Yeah.
man,
That's where Steve-O was a clown at.
Ah.
Yeah.
oh, I forgot about that. I've heard it,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That's insane. What's our time, Josh?
147.
Sebastian.
Cool.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's like coming to the
well,
wrapping up stage.
I just checked it. We got 30 minutes till D&D.
All right. I mean, I'm down to keep rolling whenever.
Oh,
you wanna do.
I'll keep rolling. We can roll on.
Cool.
We can roll 20.
Golleesh.
Man, but I still can't get over that the viral video from Brookwood. Like, talk about like things being popular. Like, I kind of still hate come up every now and then.
That's fair.
Like, since I
Talking about the music video?
the Brookwood Where You At thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bro. I was happy for everyone that it gave a lot of exposure to and everything like that. But like when you were talking the other or a while back, some people bring it up when they find out that you went there. It's like it's a Gwinnett thing, but most people are now kind of moving on from it. It's just at the point in time that was a big deal, and I could not believe it.
Because they put it on, they even played it on the radio the morning of the game.
Yeah. Well,
On the news.
well,
Yeah, it was like
but it was such a
statewide.
it was such a
No,
good song that whenever any team beat us, that's what they sung. Like when
Yeah.
Major
Whenever
wa-
any team beat us. We only lost like what, 3 games?
you.
Oh.
Then you left.
You got that
You
right.
left.
That's right. I had to. I had to go.
You didn't want to be a super senior.
No.
Not that bad.
No. Let me
Oh
tell
my
you.
god, man! I just one of the funniest stories from that though is some of the guys I went to church with were making jokes about how hard it was to make a rap song without any curse words.
Oh man. I mean Will Smith, but yeah. No,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
they,
That's
I guess they just had never done it before, and then. But it was so funny how both sides that were making the videos and then recording the music, they both went to the same church. So like behind the scenes, all mutual. It was just a front.
Yeah.
fair. Isn't it always?
It is. I mean, that's the music industry.
It is.
Uh,
Smoke and mirrors.
I mean, good God. Like, I see these clips of Prince talking about his experiences in the music industry. And what blew my mind the other day was he talked about why it's called a cover. When a band covers your another artist's song, some people are like, well, they're giving homage to the person that wrote it before. Like Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay.
Mm-hmm.
Otis from Georgia, Macon, I believe. Shout out. But he originally wrote the Hard to Handle song. The Hey Little Thing. I think it was that one. Like I saw a couple other ones. I Love Rock and Roll was written by like somebody else. There's like a ton of them that you don't realize they're covers. Another famous one is Jimi Hendrix's All Along the Watchtower. Bob Dylan heard that and he's like, shit, it's your song now. And I mean, but the way Prince described it, it was so bad because it was just the music industry, the label, the big powerful label, has their group covers some other label's group, and they pay royalties and stuff or whatever, but they wash over your song, so it would kind of say, oh, that. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine? It's like movies and stuff. How everything's reboots. Someone comes like, hey, Dad. Aren't these like Chuck All Stars so like cool and new?
Yeah.
Why don't you ever get anything new like these? And you have to look at some kid and go, "Oh, you think those are new?"
It's like in the movie Cars, the song "Life Is a Highway."
Life is a
I'm like, oh man, Rascal Flatts.
not Rascal Flatts.
And it's like it's not them.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, it's not Rascal Flatts?
Nah. See, yeah, it was. Oh God, what was the original guy's name?
It's crazy.
But yeah, a lot of songs get redone like that to keep, someone's got a vested interest in that song continuing to be on the radio in whatever shape or form.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays,
Fair.
I don't think back then it was like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, good God. At least like with like Stevie Ray Vaughan's covers of Jimi Hendrix, it was it was so good as a Stevie Ray Vaughan version. But if you listened, you could still hear it. That sounds like Jimi Hendrix. And of course, Jimi Hendrix is Jimi fucking Hendrix. So, Who's your Banana Man? Who's your favorite musician? If you had to pick one.
My favorite musician?
Like someone that you would travel across the country to see.
Oh my gosh.
Like who's that kind of music person for you?
Shaquille O'Neal.
DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel.
He made a free throw and you was that?
I was there,
You
yeah.
were there for that. Oh
I
my
was
God.
there. Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, that's it. Because it's like no matter where you are in there, it's like you can clearly see him.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, it's like every seat is a good seat. I remember he ended up lifting up this small Asian girl over her head. She probably wasn't small. She's probably just average size, but
Yeah.
he's like lifted her up. And I was like, Shaq, I don't know what you were aiming to do here, but you like did it. And yeah, no, it's cool because Shaq's like, yeah, like he's like, turn up. And security's like, please don't.
Please don't.
Please stop doing that. Stop crowd surfing. And he's like, no, keep going.
Keep going. Chuck says keep going.
Do it again.
Do it again. I mean, you can't tell that man no. I mean, I would give anything to see Stevie Ray Vaughan or Jimi Hendrix. I mean, good God. Nowadays, one of the guys I want to see is I've heard so much about Gary Clark Jr. And then,
Bo Burnham.
Apologies for interrupting, but I'm on a strict schedule during the week, so I'm gonna go peace out.
Mm-hmm,
If you all excuse me.
Why don't you go to sleep?
Go to sleep. You've
And
been
well,
up since-
I still got 2 more meals to eat,
Nah.
Okay.
You're going to go sleep.
so I gotta eat. No,
Eat
I'm
those
literally
and then
gonna
go
eat
to
those
sleep.
2 meals, and then I gotta just do some stuff before I hit the hay. I'll be
Some
up in the
stuff?
morning.
Could do eat?
Stay
But
disciplined.
Good.
yes, gotta do my best. So
Yeah.
We're all very proud of you.
till next time, I will see you guys. You guys finish the podcast
Yeah.
episode,
And then we're going to roll some dice
That's
there you
right.
go. All right. Have
Good
a good
night.
night.
to the great and powerful Oz.
Good night. So, like, I know you're on this protein diet, right?
The beef and
Yeah. But Shaq's Krispy Kreme is gonna open up again eventually. We gotta go. That's my
you can
favorite
have
Krispy
a
Kreme.
donut.
I mean,
I'm not as strict as on a diet as he is. He's trying to lose weight so he can get into the military.
You'll see
What are you saying?
how great those donuts are.
It's a Krispy Kreme donut.
No, it's Shaq's Krispy Kreme.
I mean, what does he get, a giant one?
Bro, let me tell you. First of all,
He's
they might
got-
do that.
that-
They might do the Mondo Burger version of a Krispy Kreme.
They did the
donut.
Shakaroni for
Yeah.
Papa John's.
That's just hearsay. I want you to know the reason why this Krispy Kreme was so good. Krispy Kreme's a donut shop, for those of you who don't know what Krispy Kreme is that you'd get it fresh. First of all, you could look through the window and you could see the conveyor belt of donuts.
Love that part.
Right.
Yes.
And they would give it to you so fresh that the donuts in the box could burn you through the box.
Yeah.
They didn't give the donuts a chance to burn your mouth. They said, all right, you wearing jeans? Good. You're going to need the extra protection. Here's your box of donuts. And then you put them on you, and they just start
Well, and it
burning
gets
your
so
legs.
warm that even after you take the donuts off, it's like just stuck in there.
You open the box, looks like a crime scene in there. It looks ectoplasm everywhere. It's crazy, bro. It's like your eyes can turn into black lights and you're at the Claremont Lounge, dude. It's just there. And you're just like, oh, no. But it's yes, because it's actually donuts.
Oh God, those in the ATL. If you know, you know. Oh God, I will just have to work out more. Just we'll do that.
All right, good.
Man,
Yeah.
how well can you? We can work out in a banana suit, can't we?
Yeah, I've done that. It's honestly preferred. People want you to be in first of all in costume as a whole in the gym, but when you're a banana, they're like.
Well,
super
shit, I
on
forgot I
board
just
with
canceled my Crunch membership because they pissed me off.
that. Oh, can you share that with me,
Dude?
Because they actually they annoyed me the other day too.
I mean, dude, there's no weight clips.
Yeah.
I've asked them to hey, can you give me a month's free membership if I just bring my own? Like, can we put that on there? I've check in with you, or can you just fucking get some? I'll give you my ID or some kind of something. But I mean, people quit stealing the weight clips at the gym. First off,
Quit stealing the weight clips.
but then on top of that, I'm a guy that I like to wake up, go to the gym, shower, go and do the rest of my day. I don't, because going back home, I easily get distracted, and so then I have to wrap up everything and get back on track. So leave the gym full of endorphins, get something to eat, and go do work. go like do my shit, get gigs booked, get everything scheduled, paid, pay everyone that needs to get paid from the gigs, and then but the 3 of the 4 showers, the crippled stall didn't have a bathroom, a soap dispenser. I don't like to keep soap in my bag because it always ends up busting somehow, and then you got a bunch of just like I said, a Claremont Lounge situation in your gym bag,
Quite.
and that's no fun. Or and then the other one of the shower heads was broken and just on the ground, and and then the last one that had a shower head and a soap dispenser was out, and so I was just that pissed me off, and I told the guy about it. He's like, "Wow, I had no idea. I can't believe no one's told us," and it's been weeks. So I'm like, "You guys aren't checking the showers. That's not good." And then they just I'm like, I'm paying all this $30 a month for a premium membership so I can go to all the ones around the country for when I gig and travel and shit. I'm like, well, no, I just got I got the workout 24/7. There's enough of them where I gig out in the southeast and stuff. I can always pull in there if I need to, work out, shower, do whatever. But that crunch in Snellville, it was bad.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
What'd they do to you?
So I go in there. And I don't have the little scanny barcode thing. And so I'm just like, all right, can I give you my number?
Yeah.
And they're like, I mean, I guess. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I've been doing this since November. And first person didn't really care because it takes an additional 15 seconds. Second person would make jokes about it. And I'm like, okay, but I got them off my case because I shared them on Facebook and I deleted it because obviously that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And the third person, still just like basically not hounding me, but just like, oh man, like I'll sign you up. I'll get you this thing. And so this other day, last week, I walk in and she's like, oh hey, one of these days I'll get you one. Or she's like, no, I'll print one out for you. Yeah, the scanny thing. And I was like, no. I'm good. And she's pretty much like, nah, you got to get it. Because I have more important things to do.
Then sign you in?
Then sign me in. And I was like, oh, don't you get paid to do this?
Like, yeah.
And she's like, I mean, I get paid to sign. She's like, yeah, I have to sign you in. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you don't have to sign me in. Because it's like, either you can let me go or you can have somebody else do it. Because, I mean, the trainers who are there, although they don't have to sign you in, like, they can. So
yeah,
I'm like, it's not a big deal.
An extra 5 seconds to just, like, give a phone number.
This conversation is taking longer.
Yeah.
Than anything. But then the GM overhears it, and he holds up. He goes, actually, you're contractually obligated to have like a scan-in thing.
Jesus.
And then he holds up like this like flyer sheet of paper thing that's just always there.
So it's like, then why don't you get me one?
See, but I haven't asked because I don't want one.
Oh.
And so I say, oh really? He's like, yeah. I go, okay. So I go over there and I read the sheet of paper. And the sheet of paper, which I've already, because top of the letters, the top of the page tells you what it's about. It's about downloading the Crunch app. So I'm like, okay. This doesn't say that I have to scan in.
Thank you for reminding me to delete that.
Yeah. So I was like, it doesn't say that I have to scan in. So I start walking away. And he's like, yeah, don't worry, we'll get you one. It's a really easy process. And so I walk away.
Yeah, it's always an option. People forget you can just walk the fuck away.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this guy, So I started doing the Stairmaster, and I'm like, oh man, well that was like annoying. That was really annoying. I was like, ooh, wait a minute, but I can use this to exercise more.
Fuel.
And so the next thing I look down, and I'm already at 13 minutes on the Stairmaster, and I was like, ooh. This is good.
This is going to work.
But ultimately, God came to me and was like, bro, this isn't a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's like I'm entering a gym. And he's like, you realize, like, if you feed into this, because you can be difficult. I was like, yeah, I could totally be difficult. It's like, but if you feed into this, it's like you and your cousin, like, you're only paying for half a gym membership, bro. Like, you're paying $15 and other people are paying $30. You bring more attention to it, and the person who actually does have your scanny pass, they're gonna know.
That's why I gotcha.
Oh, that's right. I've been winning this whole time, my G. So I was like, what's the I could download the app and the other scanny things still work. And so I was like, all right, cool. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
That's hilarious, man.
Oh yeah.
God. Well,
They still suck though. No, they're fine.
they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
It's the people there. They're doing their job. It's never the front like the frontline workers.
yeah.
The people that are out there like facing the customers.
Well, that time it was that one person.
I mean, yeah, that one lady that's like, I have better things to do.
Yeah.
Check the attitude. Like,
It was weird.
yeah, that's
Yeah. I talked to our friend that works there though.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, she's actually a complete and total.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. I like that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that's what he said. He's like, no, she's totally that.
Yeah.
He's like, the GM's cool, but she's totally that. And he said it about 2 more times,
Yeah, dude.
totaling 4. And I was like, oh my, wow, okay,
Oh,
well, that
my.
is what that is.
Well, dang, banana man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on a good note though, life is like you said. You're like at least you brought yourself back to the right mindset.
Yeah,
You're winning.
exactly.
And dude, honestly, right now in life, I use that a lot. I mean, I'm literally about to go pack up, drive to a gig in Florida, get paid a lot of money to do something I love,
Hey,
and then I want to drive back and do it a lot more in Georgia.
hey.
And then I'm working on some gigs out in Carolinas, Alabama. I'm trying to get it back out to see my buddy in Texas. I know I can go see him anytime, but it'd be cool to have a gig out there too.
This was a business trip.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but dude, you know, to end on a positive note, life is really good. A lot of things are, you know, going to come right when you put in the right amount of effort. Because, like, thinking back to the beginning of the podcast, it's like, yeah, you know what? That does make sense why those people didn't give a shit. Because I didn't.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to, like, that's why you have to reach out, expand your herd, grow your herd, and it'll be a strange one. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, any words you want to leave off?
Any words that I want to leave off with? Be careful of the things that you consume. As you continue to consume things, they become a part of you. Just like, oh, yo, watch what you eat. You are what you eat. Like, that's a very
one
true thing as far as, like, everything that you consume. Like, whether you're watching something, whether you're listening to it, these are things that affect you. The things that you choose to listen to, the things that you choose to, perceive and become a part of your reality truly do become a part of you. And you might not always see about how those things influence you to affect other people. So
yeah,
just be mindful of that sort of thing.
absolutely. And stay positive.
Stay positive.
All right, guys. Remember, grow your herd, do everything you got to do, and then we'll see you next time. This is hopefully just one of many, many podcasts to come with hopefully a lot more interesting people that we all get to enjoy and have. So, until next time, guys, stay strange.